Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this photograph of a Ford pickup and they want to create wraps to show customers or his boss, he said. I'm not real familiar with wraps as far as some of the stuff, but I'm going to show him how I got to this point. So this truck is less than 6 inches, so I set my nudge factor on 6. I'm going to hit the plus key and make a duplicate of it. I'm going to take that item and I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline, Trace Clip Art. And what it's going to do, it's going to trace it pretty good. So we're going to move it over and we're going to kind of break it apart so we can make we're not going to actually use this truck, but I'm going to use it for making the cutout. So I'm going to go to Group. I went to Object, Group, and Ungroup. And then I'm going to get rid of the stuff we don't need. I'm just selecting stuff and hitting the delete button. You can't do a lot of it or all of it, but we can do the majority of it. And like you see, that's all the black. We could really kind of get away with that, but we're not going to. So now I'm going to go ahead and get a start off box. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill it in, and then I'm going to move that over, and there's our outline of our truck. We've got a little bit of leak on up by the windshield right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and fill that in and move it over. And then I'm going to left click, no fill, right click outline, and we can fix that. We don't really even have to, but we're going to fix this windshield part. All you really have to do is take a 2-point line and go from that node to that node, and then take your virtual segment delete key and delete it. Now, the wrap doesn't go on the wheels. So since we've altered that a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and bring the truck back in. And I'm going to move it over, nudge it over. And the most important thing you can do in this case is do not move it, nudge it. So we can see some red lines. So don't really even have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and close this gap right here. And then we need to kind of don't really have to get rid of all this, but I'm going to go ahead and put a line like from there to there. And then I'm going to take I want to get rid of this part. So I'm going to take a 3-point curve line. And I'm going to go from like that line to right there, and then holding down the control button to kind of get a perfect arch. And if I was doing it for real, I would take a little bit more time. So we need to do the tail end now. We really don't want any of this. We really don't want any of this lower part. So I'm going to take a straight line from there to there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a straight line I'm just going to go there. I could tweak that a little bit if you wanted to make it a little bit better. And then I'm going to take the 3-point curve line again and go from that line to, whoop. I must hit the Bezier tool or something. A polyline. I'm going to take, well, I backed up too far. Let me just delete that because I want my line back that I drew right there. So now I've still got the 3-point curve line. Holding down the control button. What the control button does is it gives you a better arch. And really these lower lines now, we could delete them or we could move the truck out of the way. And then when we do that, we can take another 2-point line and go ahead and just kind of finish off the truck. Now I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. Move it over. I'm going to left click, right click in red so we can see it. And now we need to take out for the windows. going to right click red, and we're going to zoom in here, and we're just going to hand draw using the 2-point line. We're going to go from right there to right there. We're going to go from right there to right there. And if I was doing it for real, I'd put a little bit of curve on that. Now we just need to kind of connect these lines. So we'll go back to the 2-point line for just a second. We'll go up here. Now we really need to do a curve line on this, but I'm going to go and just use a straight line there. We're going to go in, whoop. I'm going to get the 3-point curve line, and I'm going to go from that node to that node. Well, I'm having trouble picking tools today. Hit the escape button to get rid of that. I took the polyline again. So go from there to there, put a little bit of curve on it. As long as you get your nodes connected, it'll work. Go back to the 3-point curve line. Let's just go here, put a little bit of curve on it. We can use the 3-point curve line and make a straight line just by clicking. We really don't want to put it in this window part, so I'm just going to go down and click, go over and click, go up. Well, let's go over here, put a little bit of a curve on it, and there we go. Now we can take our pickup out of the way, and by doing that, we can just grab any part of the bitmap, and you see where we have our windshield. So I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool, I'm going to fill that in, and I got my shape. Now we're going to nudge it over, and I'm actually going to left click, right click, and as long as you can see it, which I can't, I'm going to delete that. I don't know what that is. You know what? I must have moved it over. Let me do it. I must have deleted it somehow. Let's take the Smart Fill tool again, fill that in, left click, right click, and move it back over the truck, and we can see it. So we're going to take the entire thing. You know what? We don't want to do that. We want that for our wrap, but let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go to intersect. This is our wrap part. Well, really, I would like to have the wheels in the first one. Kind of messed that up a little bit because we would want the tires. So what we're going to do, we're going to take, or I'm going to do, I'm going to take all these lines away. I'm going to take all these lines away. I'm just hitting delete. Okay. So now what we can do is make another Smart Fill of that. And I moved it down. I shouldn't have it because it went way too far. Let me back up. There we are. So there's our truck. So what we can do, we can use both these boxes for our wrap. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to nudge this over twice. This is going to be our wrap, and this is going to be our truck. I'm going to go ahead and intersect the truck, and let me move it over twice. So I didn't use the right one. Let me just delete that. Let's use this one right here, and I'm going to left click, right click. Let's move that out of the way. Let's move this back to our truck. I'm just using the arrow keys, and now I'm going to intersect that. So there's our truck. This is going to be for our wrap. So I just took Red Bull logo, and I don't think they would mind because I'm giving them a little free advertisement. And then you just decide where the wrap's going to go, and you know, if you want Red Bull, you know, so whatever. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll spin it a little bit. And, you know, people in advertisement would know more about it. So then select all of it and go intersect. And what that did, that intersected the Red Bull, but it took out all this part. So that's what the wrap's going to look like on the truck. Pretty cool. And, you know, if you tweaked it and had a little bit better than I did, take a little bit more time, then I think I did a better job on the first one. Anyway, and what he mentioned about this is that he's got different wraps that he would like to look at. So all you'd have to do is just change those out. You know, just put another wrap in there and go from there. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.